But you know what? Maybe we can do something cool with these guys. These are Copic markers, a very high-end artistic marker. And for a project I got coming up next year-ish, I always say ish because you never know how long these things take, I need lots of planets. So let's use these guys to draw lots of planets. I'm Jason, the creator of the Tabletop Battlefield, and well, let's get started having some fun. So a quick intro here to get an idea. These Copic markers are very popular with artists on YouTube. Like I said, they're very high-end artistic markers. At retail, they're about $8 a piece. Now, if you go ahead and use coupons, etc., whatnot, you can get to obviously pay a lot less. I think these I got like the 40% off coupons or something from the art stores. And there's also like a buy 3 get 1 free, so you never actually pay $8 a piece for them, but they're still very expensive in terms of markers. And I would recommend buying these from a reputable source. People do sell Copic markers online, things like Amazon, but if it's some random third-party reseller, they could be counterfeits. Just be advised of that. But they are kind of cool. I've got a few things here. I haven't done much work with them. In fact, what I'm showing you here is about all I've done with them. Dragon, Surikari, half Surikari. I was just kind of playing around with some colors for them. You can see over here where it's blending the colors. This is some sort of dragon idea I was sketching out. And of course, this guy over here is a Lizardman, none of the Seraphon crap. This is the guy who owns Stormcast Eternal Managers. It's a Lizardman Skink Priest. But tonight, for a project I'm working on next year-ish, I've kind of been had in my head for like 3 years now. I need lots of planets, so let's draw some of those, like I said in the intro. I think what I'm going to do here is just start out with some gas giants and kind of reuse that to practice the blending of colors with the Copic markers. Being alcohol-based, the real power of the Copic marker is that you can very easily blend colors together to get mixed shades and do cool effects that way. What I find the biggest downside in terms of coming from a digital painting aspect is you really have to think a little bit more ahead than you do with, say, Photoshop. With Copic markers, you have to make sure you work from basically brightest to the darkest, because you can't go in reverse like you can with digital painting. Let's try something a little bit different. I'm going to avoid using a lot of the large cloud structures and focus more on having a lot of little cloud detail to see how that looks. Now we get adventurous. Bob Ross has his big trees. I've got bright red clouds. The downside using markers that cost $8 a piece as well, I only have one red marker. No other shades of red. Oh well, that'll have to work for now. I got a lot of green. Maybe I'll try something with that. Well, I was liking that one until I put a little too much blue down here in the corner, but I think the blue-green combination could look pretty cool, so let's try a planet just with those colors. I may be watching these StarCraft BlizzCon finals right now, trying to get the last tier on the war chest so I can get that cool Broodlord skin that I'll probably never use because I don't really play the game that much. I'm going to put this one on the maybe pile. You know what I'm going to do next? I actually have quite a few purples because, Surikari. So I think I'm going to play with some of those. Okay, well, actually, no, I have 3 purples. Play with some of those. And then what I will do is mix in a little bit of blue, maybe some red to kind of highlight those colors and get some interesting mixtures going that way. Well, it's not the worst one I've done tonight. I'll probably end up using all these, to be honest with you, because I need so many of them. So let's do one more and then move on to some other ways to enhance the Copic marker look. Let's just do all gray and black and then try like a single color and see what that looks like. The time has come. Let's see what happens. So how about I reach into my Beach in the Hell envelope, which I use to keep all my very expensive art supplies, and let's let this money pit train continue. Now, to be fair, I've had these for like a very long time, so I didn't just buy these as well as the Copic markers. But I've got some, let's see, are they all Prismacolor? They're all Prismacolor colored pencils. This one actually might be a watercolor. Nope, it's a normal one. I have Prismacolor watercolor pencils as well. But of course, these are very nice, high-end, artistic colored pencils. And what I mentioned earlier with the Copic markers is one of the limitations is you gotta work from light to dark. You can't really go back and add lighter stuff to them. However, with colored pencils, you can use these to go over the you can use these to go over the Copic markers, highlight things, add some more color, and make some adjustments you can't do purely with markers alone. Let's go back to the planets and try some of these things out on them. Well, so far the experiment's not too awful. I'm gonna go ahead, scan this in the computer. I'll pick one of these and kind of turn it into something that's close to a final artwork and see just how well they can actually work for the project. So I'm thinking that we'll call this done. It looks pretty close to how a final piece would look, but you know, this is going to be a lot smaller, like something like that probably. So I think these things will actually work pretty well for what I want them to. It just means making lots and lots of planets, but I got plenty of time to get that done. Well, with that, Planet complete. Like I said, I think things are looking pretty good, so let's call this episode done. Once again, I'm Jason, the creator of the Tabletop Battlefield, and if you've been looking closely when I'm on this camera, you might notice there's something a little bit new behind me back there. In fact, let me just go ahead and pick the thing up. So, for Halloween, I was a Minuteman from Fallout 4. Now I know this is a Brotherhood of Steel weapon, but there's a whole story behind that if I ever get around to telling it. But with this particular build here for the laser rifle, I did document the entire thing on video. So I think probably starting next week, we're going to start seeing this video series come out. It's probably going to be about 3 episodes for the first part, and then maybe 1 or 2 more about how I go back and I improve it for convention coming up in January, because this thing was a little bit rushed for Halloween. So be sure to subscribe to get those videos, and of course hit that like button, all that stupid crap that we got to tell you, because that's how YouTube works, right? I hate this stupid marketing stuff. I think everybody really does, to be honest with you. So until next week, thanks for watching and have a great week.